Elon Musk and Trump, okay? They said he's going to work for 4 months, 110 days, whatever the number was. It's done. He's moving on, no longer there. You're saying Doge was a massive failure. Your words.
Yep.
They said $2 trillion, then they lowered it to $1 trillion, but it's at $170 billion in only 4 months. Isn't that a success? Some people will say, Brandon, 4 months to be able to save that much money, and maybe there was a follow-on out because the two, he would have wanted to do it in a certain way, but he doesn't have the control because Trump's doing it. He would have gone to, nobody knows. There's a lot of different things that's going on. I've been calling this that there's going to be a lifespan of how long this is going to work out since day one. I said this in October of last year, that this is going to be tough for the two to work together. Rob, can you start off with the first clip of the big, beautiful bill and then go to one by one? Yeah, this is the one. Go ahead and play this clip. Watch this, folks.
I was disappointed to see the massive spending bill, frankly, which increases the budget deficit, not just decrease it, and undermines the work that the Doge team is doing.
I actually thought that when this big, beautiful bill came along. I mean, everything he's done on Doge gets wiped out in the first year.
I think a bill can be big or it can be beautiful, but I don't know if it can be both. My personal opinion.
Okay, so this happens. Then there's some comments that Trump made about him. Rob, I don't know if you have that one.
I do.
If you have it, just go to it. Is this the one?
Is this from the Oval Office at the departure ceremony? This is where President Trump gives Elon Musk a key to the White House and talks about all of the trials and tribulations he went through heading up Doge.
Yeah, I think there's another one.
The BS one?
The BS one. Yeah, I think there's another one where Trump questioned extent of Musk's Doge cuts.
So that's a report. There's no actual video clip for
okay.
that.
Okay, let me just read that. And by the way, and this is from Forbes magazine, which has become a leftist China. I don't even want to get into it. Forbes is not the Forbes of what it was 10 years ago, not what it was 5 years ago. It's a whole different company today, but I'll read this to you and let's go into that. So Trump questioned Elon Musk's Doge cuts, expressed skepticism about the savings claimed by billionaire advisor Elon Musk's Department of Doge, reportedly asking, was it all bullshit? According to unnamed administration officials cited by Wall Street Journal, questioned Musk's promise to cut $1 trillion of waste and fraud reduction, which Musk reiterated during a Friday Oval Office press conference with Trump. Doge claimed it had saved an estimated $175 billion through workforce reductions, grant cancellations, contract cancellations, and more, equating to $1,086 per taxpayer, but faced scrutiny for inaccuracies such as claiming $8 billion in savings from an immigration contract valued at $8 million, with a BBC analysis finding only about half of the itemized savings published by Doge were linked to receipts or other forms of evidence, some listed as unavailable for legal reasons. So that's Wall Street Journal and Forbes. I mean, you can say there's no credibility there, but I'm reading that story. This leads to the key, the ending, the conversation, and the question about maybe some of the personal activities that he's having. Go ahead, Rob.
Elon gave an incredible service. Nobody like him. And he had to go through the slings and the arrows, which is a shame because he's an incredible patriot. The good news is that 90% of the country knows that, and they appreciate it, and they really appreciate what he did. And I gave him a little special something we have here.
Thank you.
A very special that I give to very special people. I have given it to some, but it goes to very special people, and I thought I'd give it to Elon as a presentation from our country.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elon.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Rob, so this leads to the black eye. There's a video of showing the way Elon is moving. I think that's the one, the behavior. A lot of people questioning things. Go for it.
It's a case we win. We can't lose that case because we have the right to make grants. We're not going to make any grants like that. But I don't think Harvard's been acting very nicely. I think Columbia wants to get to the bottom of the problem. They've acted very well. And there are other institutions, too, that are acting.
That's the Doge father right there.
A big shot. And
dreaming of space.
What happens is every 3 days we find another 100.
You think about that behavior.
Did you hear what he said about the black eye? Did you hear he said he got it?
Yeah, the son.
He says, yeah, you know, I was just wrestling with my son, and I said, yeah, you should punch him in the eyes. He just stuck me in the face. You ever have I know Tico likes to throw some punches. You ever have him punch you in the face?
Well, I mean,
highly doubtful.
I mean, we were there, was at the UFC fight till 3 o'clock in the morning, awake watching.
Okay, but you think that you get a black eye from a 4-year-old punching
you might
in the
have punched
face?
him in the face. Listen, again, we don't know the true story, but from looking at that behavior, I mean, it could be two things. He just got fired, and he's listening to the boss keep talking.
How much credibility do you give to the fact that he's been running around with this quote unquote daily medication box filled with ketamine, ecstasy, mushrooms, and Adderall?
Distraction. I mean, there's something really scary.
You don't
here.
think that there's any credibility?
I don't
with
think
that?
it's
I don't care about it because of how scary what I actually think happened here. I think that this is predatory because I think the Doge thing was a show because all he did was cut contracts, cut a few jobs, didn't touch defense, didn't touch Medicare, didn't touch Social Security. But what he did do is extract all of the data from the Treasury, from all the government departments, and then makes a deal with Palantir.
How do you know that he did that?
Which part?
The extracted all the information.
Because like they got the data to go through all of that.
How do you know that though?
I mean, I researched it and asked ChatGPT, and it said like, yeah, they collected vast amounts of data, and I asked Grok.
So
I don't know.
So you think he took the data from the citizens of the United States to use in his own benefit long term?
Well, the most important thing for when you're building an AI is to get good data, and the biggest, most vast amount of data is what he had access to. So that's a pretty well-established thing, is that he was able to acquire all that data. It's still really unconceivable, like how much he actually got. But it seems that he plugged that into XAI and then merged XAI with X and then partnered with Palantir, which Palantir is like, we'll talk about that later. But that's like a straight up like CIA contractor that harvests our data, and it's probably like the biggest data center in the world. So. That's scary for a whole bunch of reasons, but it seemed like the degree to which he had no interest in even touching the things that are truly wasteful makes me think that this whole thing was about the data from the first place.
I think there's a different. I understand what you're saying.
Is it ridiculous?
I think Elon Musk got his little fix with working on the government. Looked behind the curtain and said, I want none of this. Do you understand that in December of 2024, before the inauguration, Elon Musk was the richest man in the world. His net worth was $486 billion, almost $500 billion. 3 months later, he lost $150 billion. He was worth $330 billion. Now the stock has just come back up. I think there's a part of an element of his team around him that's like, bro, you're losing $1 billion a day.
That's not the scorecard he looks at.
You don't think that he looks at his net worth and gives a shit that he lost $150 billion?
Can you pull up the Peter Doocy questioning of him? Hey, there's stories about the drugs and all this other stuff, and his response about New York Times and winner. Is this the one, Rob?
Yep.
Go for it. Watch this.
You mentioned that you had to deal with all the slings and arrows during your time at Doge. There's this.
Well, some of the people, some of the media organizations in this room were the slingers.
Well, so there is a New York Times report today that accuses you of blurring the line between.
Is the New York Times, is that the same publication that got a Pulitzer Prize for false reporting on the Russiagate? Is it the same organization?
Yes, it is.
I gotta check my Pulitzer counter.
It is. But so I think the judge just ruled against the New York Times for their lies about the Russiagate hoax, and that they might have to give back that Pulitzer Prize. That New York Times, let's move on.
Okay. I mean, that behavior, do you think he's using it? Do you think he's on stuff?
I don't know.
Ketamine? Do you think yeah. But guess what? Do you give a shit?
No.
I don't give a shit.
No, I care much more about what he might have.
I don't. That's your business. It's like Glenn Greenwald. He's doing what in his personal life? You want to release a video because you want to use that as a way for him? I don't care what you're doing in your personal life. But, if you have access to information and you are using stuff and that information is given to you while you're on things, that is a problem.
Yeah, because Adam, you said he just came in, he has little thing, and no. If he's one of the most, he's the richest guy on like that we know. What do you think his motive was for putting all that money to the Trump administration to win? So Trump wins. He's the number one backer. Okay, yeah, he helped with Doge and everything, but there's other. I don't think Elon got worked or used, because Brandon's making good points. He's getting what he's getting out of this situation as well. Every week there's another rocket being launched. They're doing low orbit satellites. Every week is another rocket being launched. He's setting up for something bigger for all the robots.
Are you happy he's no longer in the White House working with Trump?
I'm indifferent. Well, here's the thing. They ruined his whole, with Tesla. I'm happy that the stock went up, but look at all the crap that he's had to go through just to help Trump win, because he said that humanity was on the line.
Are you glad he's out?
I'm indifferent. It doesn't matter.
Are you glad he's out?
No, I'm devastated that Doge was seemed like a fake operation. Like, I was very excited about what it said it was going to be and like what it was like talking about doing.
What does Vivek look like now?
I was just going to talk about
running
Vivek.
for governor of Ohio. Oh, you mean in terms of
what does
if
Vivek
he was right or
look
wrong?
like now?
I think the big. The biggest issue.
Let me ask my
yeah,
question.
sure. No, I was really going to talk about Vivek.
Yeah,
Go
okay,
ahead.
I'll come to you. What does Vivek look like now? Now that this is taking place 180 days after Trump's administration with Doge.
I never understood that Elon Musk would be the person running Doge. You're already running Tesla, SpaceX, and a dozen other companies. You have Vivek, who's a rising star in the Republican Party, coming out. He was the first person talking about government efficiency. And all of a sudden, Elon shows up, throws what, $250 million behind Trump, and then he becomes dark MAGA, and then ousts Vivek from basically the thing that Vivek almost started. It never made sense to me. It never made sense to me that he basically just pushed Vivek out, and it became the issue about the H-1B visa. Remember that whole drama that they had?
Yeah.
I thought Vivek would be the guy running this. I never thought for a million years that Elon would be the guy that would stay through this entire situation while running multiple companies, while basically trying to occupy Mars.
What was he doing, Adam? He hired a bunch of young nerds to run the show. It's not like he was punching in a clock. He had a little office, but it wasn't like
he was in the Oval Office every single day.
Okay, Rob, watch this.
Play this clip.
Play this clip. Play this
All right.
clip.
Was there any drug testing or any request for him to drug test when he was in the White House, given the fact that he was also a contractor with the government?
Fortunately for you and all the friends at CNN, you'll have the opportunity to ask Elon all the questions you want today yourself. In the meantime, the drugs I'm concerned about are the drugs that are coming across the border from the criminal cartels that are killing hundreds of thousands of Americans. And we're going to save hundreds of thousands of lives if these district courts would just get the hell out of the way.
Pause it right there. So anyways, look, we'll see. A part of me is glad he's not in the White House. A part of me is glad he's not in the White House. And I don't think the president would have won without him. I think he needed him. I think he was a phenomenal flag carrier. I think he looks tired. Even he, who is the closest thing that we have to a robot as a human being, he looks unhappy and wants to get back to fulfilling his vision, whatever that vision for him is, to knowing that he can never be the president of the United States. He's going to go and build his own vision and to be in pursuit of. But I love also how Trump handled the whole thing on the gentle, thank you for your contribution. He did great work, 90% of America. This whole transition was done in a very classy way. And you better believe he's still going to be an advisor. They're still going to be calling him. And I still think it has a possibility of getting very, very, very nasty. I hope it doesn't. This was a very smooth transition. I hope they stay here. If you believe the future looks bright and you live in Florida, Texas, California, or New York, in that order, by the way, of the hats. The hats are available for your state where you get to wear Future Looks Bright, and on the site has your state on it. I think the Florida numbered hats, there's 3 left on the numbers for Florida, but the rest of them, there's a few left for you to go order. Rob, do you have a video on this or no with the hats?
Yep.
Press a video on this here. You can go ahead and play it. And it tells you, on the cover it says Future Looks Bright. Vitamin logo on the other side. You got Florida, California, Texas, and New York. If you're proud of your state, where you live in, and you believe the future looks bright, go sport it. And by the way, we got emails from people saying, how about our state? How about this? How about that? Look, we even had a couple guys that ordered the hats and send it to people that live in Texas, New York, California, Florida. And a lot of good commentary. I was tagged on a bunch of different gifts that people got. So go place your order. Go to vtmerch.com, place the order for the hat that represents your state, or buy it as a gift for somebody that lives in those states.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.